Okay, so good day mga ka-life coach at sa atin pong mga PNP personnel. Welcome sa ating week number 7 sa ating squad weekly interactive meeting. We are now in week number 7, servant leadership or makabayan. So napaganda po ng topic na ito dahil dito po natin ipapakita ang atin pong paglilingkod, no, tunay na paglilingkod sa atin pong inang bayan, no, at higit lalo no sa atin pong Panginoon, no? So we will read our foundational verse, no? We found it in Romans chapter 13, verse number 1 up to 2. It says, no? So let everyone be subject to the government authorities, for there is no authority except that which is God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God. Consequently, whoever rebels against the authority is rebelling against what God has instituted, and those who do so will bring judgment on themselves. So napaganda po no ang sinabi ng atin pong Panginoon that there is no other no authorities that God given to us, no? At yung authorities na yan ay ibinigay ng Panginoon no sa mga leaders natin, especially no sa atin pong mga PNP personnel. So it's your privilege no na nagkaroon kayo ng ganitong authority na ipinagkaloob ng atin Panginoon sa inyo. And that authority na dapat natin ma-serve no sa atin mga kababayan, sa ating kapwa, no, ang ito pong uri ng kapangyarihan at maibigay natin no sa Panginoon ang atin pong paglilingkod, no? How to perform our duties and responsibility as a person in authority. So number 1, makita natin dito, a servant leader seek the glory of his master. No? So makita natin dito as tagapagpatupad no, ng atin pong batas ay dapat ang atin pong hinahanap hindi yung ating sarili, kundi kung paano natin masunod at paano natin maisakatuparan ang nakasulat or ang inaatas sa atin. So makikita natin dito sa Book of Psalms 15:4. Who despises a veiled person but honors those who fear the Lord, who keeps an oath even when it hurts, and does not change their mind. So ibig sabihin, ano man ang mangyayari, no? Dapat isakatuparan natin kung ano man po ang ibinigay sa atin na utos. Sabi nga dito, a servant leader seek the glory of his master. His main goal is never personal fame. So hindi po pansarili dapat, no, kundi ang kapakanan ng atin pong mamayan at of course, no, para din po sa kaluwalhatian ng ating master. All his effort and directed toward honoring and exalting his master. No, dapat ang ating motibo, ang ating purpose is para lang sa atin pong master o sa atin pong sinusunod. He served out of love, loyalty, and devotion to the master. He guides and influences others also and honor, obey, and glorify the master. No? So, bilang mga men in uniform, so we must to follow kung ano po ang atin pong duty and responsibility as law enforcer. So, atin in Ephesians chapter 6, verse number 6, obey them not only to win their favor when their eye is on you, but as a slave of Christ, doing the will of God from your heart. No? So minsan ito po yung dilema, no? Gagawin natin ng maayos, gagawin natin ng tama kung nandiyan yung ating boss, nandiyan yung ating mga officials, pero pag wala na, nakatalikod na sila o hindi na nila tayo nakikita, so ginagawa na natin ang ating kagustuhan. But according in this verse, no, kahit wala na sila, hindi sila nakakita, gawin mo pa rin ang tama, ang lahat ng bagay for the glory of our Master, which is God, no? Na atin pinaglilingkuran. Number 2, a servant leader joyfully serve others. So dapat habang naglilingkod tayo, so we must show them no, yung tinatawag na tuwa at saya, excitement, dahil it is your privilege, it is my privilege, it is our privilege, no? Na maglingkod tayo sa atin pong inang bayan at higit lalo sa atin pong Panginoon. Philippians 1:25, convinced of this, I know what I will remain, and I will continue with all of you for your progress and joy in the faith. So, parang tinitingnan natin araw-araw, parang kagaya ng nagtatanim tayo. Ano? Kung nagtanim tayo ng isang buto, isang binhi ng mais, so hindi ba't pagtanim natin, hindi ba't after 3 days, bibisitahin natin, titingnan natin kung kamusta yung kanyang grow. Siya ba ay sumibol o hindi? Kung hindi siya sumibol, pwede natin ulit taniman. At kung siya po ay sumibol na, so inaalagaan natin at tinitingnan natin, binibisitahan natin, at tinitingnan natin kung ano yung kanyang pangangailangan. At the same no, sa atin. No? Meron tayong ginawa na project, meron tayong ginawang commitment, so hindi lang pagkatapos natin ginawa, wala na. Just to comply lang no, sa pinapagawa sa atin. But we must also to visit na tinatanong natin. Kaya dito sa atin pong my brother's keeper, kaya tinawag to na my brother's keeper kasi titinginan, no? Babantayan natin yung isa't isa, kakamustahin natin. I-share natin, i-encourage natin. Baka siya ay nanghina na o nalumural, so nandyan ka para encourage no, sa kanya at lalo siyang tumibay sa kanya pong paglilingkod. Third one is, a servant leader will willing no, to forgo his right for the sake of others. No? So, ang hirap naman ito, no? Are you willing to forgo, no? To forgive, o to forget rather, yourselves, no? Para sa iba. No? Kagaya ng ating Panginoon, He is willing to die para po sa iba. Para sa atin, para sa iyo, para sa akin, para sa atin lahat. He died on the cross because He loves you, He loves me, He loves us. And as a servant, as a leader, so are we willing to forgo ng atin pong sariling rights, na dapat sa atin yan, pero are we willing to give up para sa ikabubuti ng iba? And sabi nga dito, to forgo his right for the sake of others. Sabi nga dito, servant leader willing to give up or set aside his own right. Entitlement, privileges, or personal claims, such as the right to be honored, to be first, to be right, receive the credit, or to the right to demand his own way. So, are you willing na akin dapat tong credit, pero are you willing na parang iba malit up? And are you willing na ng iba ay ma-promote dahil sa contribution na ginawa mo? No? So, yun po, no, ang isang servant willing na i-give up ang kanyang his own desire para matulungan yung ibang tao. And what is exactly ginawa ng ating Panginoon? He came to this planet Earth para ibigay ang kanyang buhay. Kung isipin natin, ang kanyang buhay doon sa heaven is napakaganda na. Pero, He give up the heaven. He give up His throne para bumaba dito sa lupa, mag-suffer, ipinako sa cross because of His love for you and for me. Number 4, a servant leader is not preoccupied with personal recognition. So, ano naman po ito, no? Na hindi occupied, no? Dapat ng isang servant leader ay hindi tayo occupied with our personal recognition. 1 Corinthians 12:25 and 26 says, so that there should be no division in the body. No, di ba ang hirap ng isang organization na kapag watak-watak, hiwalay-hiwalay yung persa, dapat nagkakaisa. Dapat nagkakaisa ang atin pong mga leaders sa kanilang hangarin, sa kanilang mithiin toward our goal. Ano ba yung goal ng ating bansa? Ano ba yung goal ng ating organization? No, dapat nagkakaisa tayo doon. Hindi yung iba yung goal ng ganitong leader, pagpalit ng isang leader, ito naman yung sa kanya. So walang continuity. Kaya magulo. Kaya sabi dito, dapat hindi personal. Dapat kung ano yung ikabubuti, ano yung tama na dapat gawin sa organization, so dapat gawin natin ng diretso. But that each part should have equal concern for each other. If one part suffer, every part suffers with it. If one part is honored, every part rejoices with it. So dapat ganun ang mangyayari. Kahit sa ating physical na katawan. Diba pag may sugat tayo sa paa, lahat nating katawan ay affected. Pero kapag wala tayong karamdaman, di ba buong katawan natin nag-i-enjoy. No? Buong part ng ating body ay nag-i-enjoy. So the same sa atin pong constitution o sa atin pong bayan, sa atin pong government. Na kapag mayroong success, dapat success ng lahat. Hindi iilan lang, hindi ilang sa'yo, kundi para po sa organization. Sabi nga dito, a servant leader is not preoccupied with his own personal recognition. As a servant leader is never occupied and seeking praise, credit, honor, or public attraction for his work and achievement. He does not lead to be noticed. No, dapat nagtatrabaho tayo, hindi para i-display na ako yung magaling, tayo yung magaling. But nagtatrabaho tayo para po sa ikabubuti at ikakaayos ng atin pong bayan. So makita natin dito sa John chapter 3 verse number 27, to this John replied, a person can receive only what is given them from heaven. So dapat no less nor done. Now, kung ano yung ibinigay sa atin ay atin tatrabahuin for the glory of our Father in heaven. So number 5, a servant leader is humble. So isa po ito sa napaka very significant na dapat attitude, ugali ng isang leader. Ano man ang ating naabot, ano man ang narating natin sa atin pong buhay, sa ating mga ginagawa, ay dapat mananatili tayong mapagpakumbaba. In John chapter 3 verse 29 to 30, the bride belongs to the bridegroom o to the bridegroom. The friend who attends the bridegroom waits and listens for him and is full of joy when he hears the bridegroom's voice. That joy is mine, and it is now complete. He must become greater, I must become less. So ito po yung sinabi ni John. So hinalintulad niya sa isang bagong kasal. Ang pangyayaring ito. That everyone sa atin ay dapat mayroon tayong attitude na mapagpakumbaba. As what John, sabi ni John, as he share, na nandito ako para hindi itaas yung aking sarili, but nandito ako just to humble down myself dahil mayroon po akong pinaglilingkuran. And no other than is our God. Now, a servant leader is a humble, meaning he never exalt himself, think, and superior to others. He clings tightly to his position, status, or authority. He sends himself as equal work to those leads, regardless of his rank or rule, and never looks down on everyone. He readily acknowledges his own weakness, mistake, and limitation. He is willing to listen to others' perspective. So, hindi niya po iniitsipuhira. Hindi niya sinasabi na, akong magaling. Ako yung mas matalino. Kaya narating ko ang ganitong position kasi magaling ako. No. Every time na mayroon ma-promote ka, no, dapat lalo kang nagpapakumbaba ng ating sarili. Ibig sabihin, we are humble leader. No? Okay, and then number 6, no? A servant leader is competent. So napaganda po, no? Ang number 6 na ito, a servant leader is competent. In Psalms 78:72, and David shepherded them with integrity of heart, with skillful hands he led them. So alam naman po natin, no, si David, isa pong ginamit ng Panginoon to lead the people of Israel, and he became a king and a good leader. Pero ano bang meron kay David? Of course, yung skill. Kaya tinawag na competent. So, as a servant leader, we must to develop ourselves to be competent at mapuno ang ating sarili ng mga iba't ibang mga skill na pwede natin magagamit sa ating paglilingkod. Nag-excel tayo sa ating mga ginagawa sa ating trabaho. Ginagawa natin ang mga bagay na makakatulong, of course, sa ating organization at makapagbigay ng glory sa atin pong Panginoon. A servant leader is competent, meaning he does not rely merely on good intentions or willing heart alone, but diligently develops and possesses the necessary knowledge. Yung kailangan natin na knowledge, na kaalaman, skill, wisdom, ability to serve, and lead effectively. He understands the true service required being capable and take responsibility to grow, learn, and master what is needed for his role, because he knows that being unprepared or unskilled would fail the people is called to help. So, competent. Dapat meron tayong skill na kapag may nangangailangan ng atin pong tulong, you are there to supervise, to give your talent, to give your wisdom para sa kanila. So, that's all for today. And thank you so much po, mga ka-life coach, sir and ma'am. Sana ay nakatulong sa atin po ang atin pong topic for today. So thank you so much and God bless you.